If you're not utilizing a wireless microphone in 2023, you could be missing out on so much potential in your content creation. I realize that. That's why I went to Amazon and bought the top 3 rated wireless microphones for under $50. I'm here to run them through some tests and tell you which ones you should or shouldn't buy. So here are the microphones that I got. Never heard of any of these brand names before. I'm going to be listing the names off right here, starting here, working that way, and we'll see how good these microphones actually are and what's included inside these boxes. And for anybody looking for these products, there's going to be links down below. I've never heard of any of these brand name products, but when you're trying to spend under $50 for wireless microphones, I don't know what else you should expect, but let's take a look at what's inside these boxes. All right, let's look at this first microphone, the MILOUDZ dual microphone that comes with 2 different wireless microphones and looks to be a little bit of a dead cat option out there for help with wind. So let's see what's inside this box. Little packaging, paperwork, super plain and simple. Get the microphones. Got the one mic right here. USB-C ports for charging, I would assume. And then we have this receiver. So all of these are just different connections. If you want to put it into a phone, a camera, whatever it may be, you have a USB-C, you have lightning, and then you have an aux cord right there. This was the first wireless microphone that I found that actually looked like a little bit of a good deal. For me, as long as this works outside and this dead cat's actually efficient, I'm a happy camper. Most of the things that I'm going to be filming are going to be outside, so I do need a little bit of wind protection. That's what caught my eye on these ones. And what I like about this is that you can kind of plug it into a phone, a camera, whatever it may be, and it seems like it should be able to work with a multitude of different devices, but we got to test that out. Comes with a bag too. All right, so the next microphone that we have is from GRTPRTS. Sounds super professional, but this is a cool little setup with it all thrown in here. Nothing's in place, all in here. So what we have is 2 microphones. Looks like there is a little bit of wind protection there, but we'll see how that actually works out. And then we have the receiver as well. No adapter, so it doesn't look like you'd be able to hook these up to a phone without an adapter of some sorts. Luckily, I have one. These are both charging by USB-C as well. This is coming in at a decent price. This is 42 Canadian, so it's about $31 American at the time of filming. Here's the thing, if you're gonna be spending only $50 or less on a microphone, your expectations should be very low, especially when you're trying to get 2 different microphones. I wanna take these outside, so we'll see later on in the video how these perform. Since these just came in all mashed up like this, that's how we're gonna move them. Looks drop shippy as heck. So we'll move on to this last one, the Debra. So this product right here was a little bit of a play by me. This is actually a used product that I got on a discount. It came in at $53, but I still think there's a lot of value from used products. If you've seen my refurbished back video before, you know I love refurbished or used products. So this is what I mean. It's a little bit more of a bigger and a professional product. You can see here we got some receivers, we got some transmitters, we got a big bag of wires and cables. This guy's a little scratched up. That's okay, it is a used product. Oh, this is what I am excited about. So this, as long as the quality is good, is the product I will probably end up using because it has a cold shoe mount and I can put it right into my camera. So now that we've seen all the products, let's run into some quality tests and see how these products perform. So I'm in a very interesting boat. I haven't actually heard the quality of these microphones. This is my first time speaking into them. So as I'm editing this out, it will be my first time actually listening to the audio. I want to hear you guys' first reactions down in the comments below. It's a pretty decent open room, not the best acoustics, but there's lots of carpet and other stuff around, so it should sound pretty good. This is mic 1. Let me know your thoughts on this mic 1, and we'll move over to mic 2 right now. You see, I personally believe that the first microphone is going to be the best bet for me, and the reason why I say that is because it's got such a small form factor, just like this one, but it also has that dead cat, wind muff, whatever you want to call it, on top of the microphone, which is going to be perfect for going outdoors. So for me, this is what I'm going to be using these microphones for the most, is taking it outdoors. We'll see how that is later down the line, but first off, we want to look at 3 things when figuring out which one of these microphones I'm going to keep and which ones I'm going to send back. And that first thing is quality, which is exactly what we're doing right now. How is the quality on these microphones? How's the sound quality without any editing? And then we're going to look at how much distance can we create between the camera and the microphone and the audio still be receiving to the camera. And then the last thing we want to look at is practicality. As I showed earlier, one of the microphones is much bigger than the other 2. So is that practicality going to make a difference? And will it make a difference for you? So that is what we're going to look at today. As I just said, this third microphone is definitely a little bit bigger of a form factor. It's going to come with a wire as well as a transmitter. So I don't know how annoying that's going to be, but my assumption is that the quality was going to be much better than these other 2. I am undecided on how good the quality is actually going to be. So let me know down in the comments right now how do you like this quality of all these microphones? Rank them first, second, and third on which ones you would preferably use for your use case, and let me know if this form factor, these wires or anything would play a role in your determination as well. But with all that being said, let's head outside and see how these perform with a little bit of wind and a little bit of movement. So testing audio inside can always be a little bit deceiving because it could always be a great condition that you're testing that audio in. But when you take it outside, which is usually where people test wireless mics, you have a little bit more area and a little bit more conditions to test out the versatility of whatever the company's provided. See, I have no idea how this audio actually sounds. I've just been doing these tests and just gonna see how it sounds at the end of the day. I have no idea as it stands right now. It is a pretty windy day, so this is why I really wanted to test out the versatility of what this microphone provides for under $50 Canadian. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. We're gonna switch over to mic 2. See, I'm honestly pretty curious to see the difference in quality between these two mics. They both came in at the exact same price. When you open up the packaging, the products and the product cables, everything that comes in with that packaging, it almost seems like it was made at the same factory, but they are slightly different. As you can tell, this one right here does not have a wind muff or a dead cat on it. So I'm curious to see how this wind, especially on a day like this, if it picks up any wind, if it distorts any of the sound. Very curious, but what I do love about these two mics that the third one doesn't offer is how small it is. And I think that will be an important question to go into later on in this video. All right, now we got the big boy mic, so I'm very curious to see the quality on this. I have a feeling it won't be that different, but I'm hoping that it will actually be dramatically different. I think the only way that I would keep this microphone, even just this very short amount of time that I've been using it for, is if the quality is dramatically better. We'll get into it later, but I still really like this small form factor, especially if you're doing something like going on a golf course or walking through a mall, walking through a city, whatever it may be. You don't really want everybody to know that you have a big microphone on. I'm honestly just excited to hear the quality from when we're outside, but sometimes you're not just sitting, you're moving around, and maybe you're trying to teach at the same time. So let's say I'm running a basketball camp online and I want to show a certain drill, certain shooting drill, whatever it may be, but I want to be able to move around, talk, and people still hear me. Can I do that with this microphone? Well, you tell me, because I still haven't heard it to this day, what this microphone sounds like. These are all blind quality tests that I hope can pick up on some distinctions between all of them, because if they all sound the same, I'm probably going with this first option. See, sometimes the best microphone is not the microphone that you should buy, especially if you're not able to use it in your use case. So let's say you're a basketball player or you're trying to record basketball games live with a mic'd up player, and you have a big receiver, big wires, everything. First of all, the player is not gonna like that. You're probably not gonna like that because the wire is gonna get snatched and your audio is gonna be ruined, but it's the best microphone, but you probably shouldn't use it. So you try to figure out what you can get away with, what products are the best for you, are the ones that you should use. So although there's a product that has a bigger price tag and one that may be reviewed better and may sound better, if it's not practical for you, what is the point of using that microphone? If you asked me when I ordered all of these mics, my assumption was that this one, the big boy with this thing I gotta put in my pocket, was gonna be the best bet. But I'm realizing if I'm doing things outside, moving around, is this really the best bet? Because it's just almost like another phone that I have to keep in my pocket, another cord I have to worry about catching. And as I said before, it's just a little bit less stealthy. So we'll see how it is, but I'm not 100% sure that this is gonna be able to be utilized in the way that I want it and the way that the other devices can be. See, like just smacking it. See, the other ones I don't have to be as cognitive about that. It's just a little pin on my shirt and it's just less things to break, less wires to catch, less things to snap. But yet again, I'm very curious to see how the quality of this sounds, especially if we're moving around, if we're shooting, whatever it may be. How does it actually sound outside of the mic? Big speed. There was only one way to test out how far these microphones could actually go. So this is mic 1. It says it can go 100 meters. We have the camera with the mic receiver at the 100-meter mark. So we're gonna see if we can make it all the way down there while still talking and still receiving. I'll have no idea until we edit this out, so. Very curious to see. We're running already, and we're approaching about 100 meters right now. So let's see if this can still pick it up. Not 100% sure. I'm gonna go with it probably can't. All right, let's see how far mic 2 can make it. It didn't actually specify how far it could make it, so I'm just gonna, every 10 meters, count out and see how far we can get. So, starting at 100. All right, so this mic says 50 meters, which is shorter than the first option, which is cheaper. So let's see how it is. So we're approaching 40 meters worth distance right now. So we're at the 6 mark. And then 50 is going to be coming up right now. So I'll be very curious to see if it shows up. So at 50, no mark. And we'll go 60 meters. So as I said before, this is something that I definitely wanted to use for not being right next to the camera. So if it's going on the golf course, whatever it may be, that's how I wanted to use this. So be very curious to see, very interesting to see how the quality is, how the range is, because those are very important to me. If they're not important to you, then obviously move past these. So we're gonna review all the footage now, see how the quality actually is, see how the range actually is, see if the audio quality gets worse with the range. And then I'm gonna give my final thoughts on which one I'm gonna use and which one might be best for you.
Alright, so we've run these 3 mics through multiple quality tests, indoors, outdoors, a little bit of movements. Since we've looked at that, I want to talk to you about the practicality of these products now, because we have 2 products that almost have the exact same form factor, and then we have one that's a little bit more of a bigger product, because we have 2 mics that are just clip-ons and they're so small, and if you wear a black shirt and take the wind muff off, they're almost unnoticeable, because if you're going through somewhere like a city, a business, whatever it may be, and you want to be a little bit more stealthy, that is definitely more of the form factor that you're looking for. But I will say, after looking at the quality of the 2 microphones and the issues with the range and how if I'm not facing directly towards the camera, the audio pretty much cuts out altogether, they are useless for me in a lot of cases. So let's say I have my back turned to the camera, the likelihood that the audio is gonna actually be received is extremely low. I don't like that. That's where the 3rd microphone comes in, where it has its own transmitter that I can put in the back of my pocket, the side of my pocket, and I'm pretty much good to go anywhere. Turn my back to the camera, it won't matter to me, and it will still record audio. So the practicality of these 2 super small clip-on is great for like a practical use, but when it won't record the actual audio, I'm probably not going to be able to use them. I definitely don't like the big form factor of the 3rd mic where I have to put something in my pocket or clip it onto a pair of shorts or pants, but you can really tell there's a distinctive difference having that extra hardware, and for me it's kind of a no-brainer at this point which mic I'm going to choose. And that is the Debra. Although it's a bigger package, it's a bigger form factor, and I don't particularly want that, the quality just stands out so much more to me. And although it might be super practical to just have a little clip on with no wire, if the quality is not good enough, it's just a waste of my time, and it's a waste of my money, and it's a waste of your guys' time and money as well. Although it might be a little bit more practical, I'll sacrifice a little bit of that practicality for a lot more of that quality. So I'm heading out tomorrow to travel a little bit more, and this is gonna come with me. Hopefully I'm gonna be filming a little bit more short form content. The whole reason why I did this video is because I actually needed a wireless mic. I thought I gotta run through some tests, so why not display it for you guys, and hopefully you can make some educated decisions on which wireless microphones you might wanna buy. You let me know down in the comments below which mic you thought was the best sounding. Did I make the right decision? And what decision would you have made for your use case? Yet again, all the links are down below. But with all that being said, everybody have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you in the next one.